Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes
Acting a fool that just found out life is now upside down. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand, if you're fighting the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. And if we fall, we will fall together. Together.
This is for the second chance. This is for the new romance. Singing for the left in vain. Overcame. It's not too late.
If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand, if you're fighting the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. And if we fall, we will fall together. Together. When we rise, we will rise together. Together. Listen,
If you're looking for hope tonight,
you're all alone
feeling alone tonight,
and you feel
you're in the fight of your life.
I can promise
Gonna make it happen. I will be by your side. By your side. In the air tonight.
can you feel it?
I hope you see the light. Whenever and wherever, just as long as we're together. Say
We fall, we will fall together. I got you, my brother. I see you, my sister.
when we rise, we will rise together. Together. We fall,
We will fall together. Take my hand, help me stand.
when we rise,
We will rise together.
we will rise together.
Yes, sir. Together we are dangerous. Together with our differences. Together we are bold.
And then I'm going, no, your mic's going.
we're not. Hey, welcome.
Hey everyone!
Welcome to Taste and See, the home edition.
Good to see you.
This is live coming to you from Huntington Hills, Calgary. If the Emmys could do it, so could we. This is actually one of my favorite nights of the year. It's when we actually all get together and to hug and to laugh and to catch up from the last show that we were at. You all come and help us launch our season. It looks very different tonight, obviously, but we are still so grateful that you are still logging in from afar until we can be near again. So I want to thank especially, we have a few host homes that are safely gathering for like we community, like we little small pieces of community throughout Calgary and surrounding areas that have enjoyed hopefully your barbecue from Barbecues. Thank you for hosting there tonight. And to all of you who are just logging on, we really appreciate you spending a few minutes with us tonight. Hopefully you had a really good meal or a bowl of popcorn or something. So tonight, there certainly is not the same amount of hoo-ha, less who or ha.
But still great barbecue.
But still great barbecue.
I ate too much.
Those ribs, I don't think we've ever had the ribs.
Love the ribs.
Wow, mac and cheese. I was saying that usually at Taste and See, I'm too busy to actually sit down and eat. So tonight I actually got to eat. So this is a win for me.
Yeah.
We don't have a whole lot of auction items. We don't have all the silent auction and the live auction and the balloon items that you would regularly buy. We are simply asking that you would consider making a donation. You can donate monthly through an organization called, what are they called?
Canada Helps.
CanadaHelps.ca.
Yeah.
You can
They
certainly just go to our website, fireexit.ca. There's a donate button right there. Go there immediately or in the next hour. That'd be fantastic. You can write me a check. I will come and get it from you. In the host homes, you should all have a little donor card and some envelopes that you can either mail directly to us, or if the host home wants to gather this, then I will certainly come and pick it up, or you can pop it in the mail to us. That would be great. So yeah, we're just going to ask people to, just be generous and just give us money this year. Weird, right? There is going to be one thing, though. I don't know.
There has to be one.
There has to be one thing.
It's tradition.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
So, some of you may be familiar with
So I'm gonna hold that,
yeah.
right?
Why don't you
Yeah,
be
yeah,
my
I got
Vanna?
that.
So, many of you will be aware of the legend of the Pie of Ruth. The Pie of Ruth, the Ruth Pie. So, Mama Ruth is 92,
That's old.
right? For anybody.
Yeah.
COVID has not been kind to her. I'm kidding. She's fine. You thought she died.
She's tougher than anything.
She totally. I've tried to
Yeah.
kill her during this time.
Yeah.
I've taken her out. I've
She's
coughed
good.
on her. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's like
I
not a.
love Ruth. We love you.
We love you. You like not a sniffle out of her.
She's watching.
Having said that, she's 92. We thought this was the year to pass the legacy of the Ruth pie down. So this pie is her recipe. This pie was made by another Lesky. I have some amazing sisters who have decided to come and stand in the gap. So this pie is going on sale right now. So the way that you can bid on this pie, well, I don't know if it's going to be this pie. There's a chance I'm going to eat this pie tonight. She'll make you another pie, like a fresh pie. You name the time, she will bake it. I will hand deliver it, right? Because I think we're going to eat this pie. I have zero restraint around that. So you can text in to our box office line right now, 403-640-4617.
I'm just going to text because I really do love Mama Ruth's pie.
4617.
Yeah. Can you give that to me one more time?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. 403-640-4617. That number is going to come on your screen at some point as well. So
That number is there for you to vote. You don't get to vote for the pie. The
No,
pie is one.
no, I'm just-
To bid on the pie, tell me your name and tell me how much you want to pay for this pie. We are going to announce the winner of the pie by the end of this little program. So giddy up. You don't have a lot of time to like think and pray about that. There's the number on your screen. You can also text that number if you have any questions for us tonight. So usually Susan and I would just be wandering around,
Wait,
shaking hands.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you wearing your red shoes tonight?
I am not wearing red shoes tonight.
Because I brought my moose slippers.
She is wearing
Can you see
moose
that?
slippers.
Yeah, it's really cold at Valentine.
I'm an artist. I can't afford heat. Just putting that out there.
Freezing cardigan.
I have a red tie on, which is in lieu of the red boots, which will come out soon. So anyways, back to the pie. This pie will be handmade with love. The hands that made the pie and will make your pie, they also, like, I know you think my mom, well, probably because I told you, is very close to God. This person also very close to God.
Yeah, that's
Her
true.
name is Anne. She's my sister-in-law. She married into the family. She's better than like all of us. Yeah, it was a really good choice. So yes, text in if you would like this pie.
They want to know what kind of pie.
It's apple pie. The people are asking. It's apple,
Little apples
and there's like
and-
apples actually cut
So
out and
cute.
put on the pie.
Yeah.
I will bring it warm to you, whatever you want. I'll bring my mom if you want to meet Mama Ruth.
Just
and,
wear your mask.
and or right.
She is 92.
But nothing kills her.
That's true.
And I'll bring Anne, who made the pie. Whoever you want, we will come to you with the pie. Okay.
Yeah.
They want hand delivery to Pennsylvania.
I will. Somebody's asking. Apparently,
Somebody
somebody
from
from Pennsylvania
Pennsylvania
would
just
like
texted
the
in.
pie.
And here, like, where? Uruguay? Is that Uruguay? We got hello, greetings to Uruguay.
We have someone logging in from Uruguay. What? Wow. Okay. Miss
Not
Mrs.
family.
Robinson. Next time you're in Canada, there is pie coming for you. We can make a deal. Let's make a deal. If more than one person wants pie, I'm sure we can navigate the financial reality of that. Anyway, Susan,
Yeah.
please tell us about why you would want to become a member, a sponsor. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, sponsorship and membership is really important to us. I'll start with the membership and why it matters. Because our AGM is on Sunday, so we'd love for you to join us on that stream as well. And we want you to speak into what you want this theater company to be. So become a member and consider voting and attending our AGM so that you can speak into the direction we take as an organization, who you want us to be, what you want to see on stage, etc. So become a member and consider doing that so that you can vote at our AGM. I want to talk a little bit about sponsorships because we've got some really great sponsors that have been with us for years. And so you may have a company or a means to collaborate and partner with us. And there's a lot of different ways that do that. Some of our sponsors sponsor the art. So we have a very generous sponsor that sponsors our guest artists every year. Maybe you want to sponsor a set, a director, a particular show, an emerging artist, that kind of stuff. Maybe you want to sponsor operationally. Maybe you've got some storage space or vehicle. One of our great sponsors is our website. This video crew has become one of our
You
sponsors
could sponsor
as
heat
well.
in my house for
We
the
need heat,
winter's coming.
operational heat.
So there's a chance for you.
We also have some great strategic sponsors that are giving development to our board, to our staff, and whatnot. So there's all kinds of ways to become a sponsor for us. And this is why it's important now. The federal government has given money to the provincial governments to match new sponsors, recurring sponsors, and because of COVID, they have extended that. And so we have a grant that has been accepted, I guess I'll say, where they're going to match sponsorships for us. But in addition to that, if the entire grant is not used, we could receive other money. So if other theater companies aren't using the grant, we can get more of that. So we love to increase our sponsorship right now because there's federal and provincial money available to us where they match that as well.
Perfect. Yes. In your in your host home, you should also have a sponsorship package for someone to be interested. There's membership forms in there. There's also that information on our website. So again, watch our website. Our AGM is on Sunday at 3 p.m. It's a Zoom call. So please come and join us. You could get on the board. You could vote me out. There's that chance. You could do a hostile takeover on Sunday. You could. I just turned over my notes and I realized I actually have a picture of my mother and Pi. This is to prove that she's still alive. I know. Can you see that?
Oh, that's
adorable, isn't it? She can't do this
She's a
forever.
cutie.
She's 92.
pretty cute.
If it's not COVID, it'll be something else, right? That's all I'm saying.
Were you going to talk about Purpose Realty?
Yes. I want to take a moment and, of course, again, also just thank, as Susan did, all of the people who have partnered with us throughout the seasons and certainly last season. I want to draw attention to one specific partner that has just sort of come on board. They're called Purpose Realty. They are a philanthropic, I don't know how that's possible, real estate business. They seem like an oxymoron, they're not. They are an amazing organization with realtors actually all across the world. What happens if you're going to buy or sell a house and you use one of their realtors? They will give a significant amount of their of the revenue from that the commission
Yeah.
they give it to various nonprofits. So you could specify you would like it to go to us. Their goal is to give a minimum of 50% of their net profits away. They are fantastic. The house you were looking at, I bought a house through one of their realtors. I sold my other house through one of the realtors, and they were absolutely fantastic to deal with. So I would encourage you, please check them out, and there'd be a huge gift to us. Again, with the host homes, are you listening? In your bags, you received a wrapped gift. Now, that's a door prize. In a few minutes, we're going to do door prizes. You can do the door prize however you want. You can draw names out of a hat from the people that are there. You could do like whoever's going to make the biggest donation tonight. You could use guilt, shame. I'm open to that.
I'm not ashamed of that.
Right? It could be somebody. You could make somebody sing for that gift. However you want to do it, your choice as the host home. So just be aware of that. We are going to announce our season. There should be drums or something.
Yeah. good
Percussion.
point. Can we do a drum roll?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's good.
Yes. As you know, we had to shut down early last year, and
As did everybody.
as did the world.
Yeah.
So we chose to as well.
Sad.
We
It's a sad
are making plans and holding them loosely. So we are well aware that this could be a season where lots of things change at a moment's notice. The plan is that Arts Commons, our venue, is planning to open by the end of November. So our hope is that we can start by January and do a shortened season. Again, you should have, if you're at a host home, if not, we'll be getting these out to you, your season postcard. But the first thing that we're going to do this season, as we have for the last 3 years, is we do a thing called the Blessing of the Artists. And it is also one of my favorite times of the year, where we invite artists to come and perform, to come and contemplate sort of the year ahead. It's a celebration of the past year, and it's a little bit of excitement for the year that's coming up. Again, this year will look different, as many, many theaters and arts organizations are still closed indefinitely. But we are still going to invite artists to come. It is at the Lantern Church down in Inglewood. It's on October the 5th at 7 p.m. We're going to social distance and wear our masks. But we are inviting you, if you are an artist of any kind, or if you're a lover of artists, we'd love for you to come. There's going to be some really great performances by local artists, music and dance and theater. And we just want to bless the community as we start into this very unknown season that lies ahead.
I think this is like really important this year because artists are struggling right now, and so one of our roles in the community is to bless artists, and So I'm really hoping that and pray for us, because we want to be a blessing to them as they're all out of work right now. And so one of the blessings that we have is that we're able to continue and have a season. So we want to honor them and bless on them and love on them at this event. So I'm really excited that we're able to host this.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The second thing is our annual Scripts on Fire, which we did a little differently this year because so many people had some free time in the last 5 months. So what we did is we bumped up the date that we would usually have submissions coming in end of December. We actually just closed our submissions on the 15th. We got an enormous amount of interest. So lots and lots of Scripts on Fire submissions. So we will let you know our jury is busy reading as we speak. So once we have some winners to announce, we do hope that we will be able to do a bit of a presentation, a staged reading of the winner, or maybe a small evening of short scenes. So keep watch out for that. And what else? Here's what else you could do this year. You could hire us to do something called How to Tell a Good Story with Your Life. It's a workshop that I teach and I have taught to leaders, to executives, to nonprofits, to artists, to stay-at-home moms. It is a 2-hour class that has everything to do with how to take the same elements that make a great story and integrate them into your life. So if you want information about that, certainly just email me directly, val@fireexit.ca. You'll find me on the website. And finally, we are hoping that by the summer, we're all back to normal, whatever normal is, and we'll be able to relaunch our Limelight, which is our summer drama camp. So if you are a church or an organization that would like us to come in and put on a week-long drama camp for your kids, we would love to do that. So again, you can email directly and we'll be sending out information to churches hopefully sooner than later. So those are what we call our second stage events. And now, with no further ado, we're going to announce our 3 shows that we are holding loosely, that hopefully we're going to bring to you. Dates and times may change, so watch our social media. But as of right now, this is what's going to be happening.
I'm Val, and I'll be performing our first show of season 19. It's called Past Tense, and I wrote it while my father was dying. I wanted to remember every little thing about him, and I was trying to process the ridiculousness of the funeral industry. It's a personal story about death and grieving and whether or not there is pie in heaven. Let me tell you a little bit about my father. My father made the perfect boiled egg. Not too hard, not too soft. My father knew how to pack. A suitcase, a trunk, a dishwasher, anything. My father could butter toast with mathematical accuracy, getting it perfectly into every corner. My father hated mosquitoes, the metric system, music that was too loud, food that was too hot, and men who wore caps in church. My father loved sauerkraut, tractors, ice cream, and maps. There's nothing that my father loved more than pulling out his maps and spreading them out over the kitchen table. He had maps to every place he had ever been, and maps to places he had no desire to ever go to. Oh, Chicago? Why would I go there? I don't know anyone there. You see, his idea of a perfect vacation was going someplace that you could drive to and looking up some long-lost cousin he hadn't seen since he was 6, catching up. Maps. Didn't matter where you were going. He had a map to get you there and the best route. Well, I think this will be the prettiest route. The fields will be up by then, and, well, then again, the road's partly gravel, so maybe this is better. If you drive the speed limit, It'll only take you an hour, hour 15 tops. If you leave the city out here, you'll only have 3 lights. He loved his maps. Most importantly, my father was a minister. Even though he was basically retired by the time I came along, he still wore the uniform. My dad didn't know the meaning of the word dressing down. Regardless of whether or not he had anything particularly pastoral to do that day, you would find my father each morning at the breakfast table in a pressed white shirt, dress pants, black shoes. I never saw him in pajamas. I think he was either fully naked or fully dressed. There was no in between. No shorts, no swim trunks, no bathrobe, ever. I often wondered if he had a suit laid out next to the bed, like a fireman. He could be ready to marry or bury someone at a moment's notice.
So it's got to be flexible. It's got to be something like, I'm just doing the show again. I'm never doing it again. This is it.
So that's past tense?
Yeah. I did it at Fire Exit.
Hi everyone, I am Heather Laubenstein, the director for Fire Exit Theater's upcoming production of This Random World by Stephen Dietz. We are hoping to bring it to life into the stage in February from the 24th to the 28th. I hope you'll join us. Now a little about This Random World. Through a swirl of nearly missed connections, an assortment of intersecting lives unfold and fold in on each other. Journey along worldwide adventures, breakups for the books, an internet prank gone awry, and characters who ping-pong into, around, and away from each other. A story that makes space for the seemingly random connections and funny but familiar investigations of what it is to love, to lose, and to be touched by the serendipity of life. And now, a scene from This Random World. Meet Gary and Claire at a not-so-great diner. It's February, and it's raining. Enjoy.
Is that big enough? Claire, will this hold the rest of your quesadilla?
I think it's fine. Thank you, Gary.
Sure.
Thank you for going up there and getting this takeaway container for me. I know I stood up and wanted to leave, but you were right to remind me that I still had a 4-inch section of my quesadilla on my plate. And that's wasteful. I should have known better. People are hungry in the world, Claire, you said to me. And how right you are. How
Claire,
right
listen.
you are, Gary. Any final words
What?
before I close the lid? Anything you want to say to this last little bit of quesadilla?
Claire!
Let's bow our heads, shall we?
No, I'm not doing this.
Oh, I see. You get to have final words, but I don't. Isn't that why we came here today? It sure wasn't for the food. Didn't we come here to listen to your final words to me, Gary? We are bowing our heads. And we are closing our eyes. For the closing of this lid on this rainy day in February, let us mark for one another this moment.
Oh, come on!
Close your eyes, Gary. This lone section of quesadilla, these humble 4 inches of salt and flour and water and cheese, this represents the very last thing that Gary and Claire will ever share in this world.
Please don't do this.
So let us properly mark the moment here today when Gary told Claire it was over. and the next moment when Claire asked Gary why, and the moment after when Gary said it seemed like Claire could not be present, truly present with him.
Those are not the words I used!
Because she is filled with what Gary calls misplaced nostalgias, because she still talks about high school and childhood and growing up too much, as though she were stuck in the past.
Claire, please.
And if Claire is already stuck like that, how will she and Gary ever look to the future, live in the moment, carpe diem and all that? And let the record state that Claire said, okay, Gary, maybe you're right. Give me another chance. Let's give it one more try. And Gary said, and you said, no. You said we tried for more than a year and it didn't work. And I don't think we should try anymore. And I said, man, it's really raining out there. We're gonna get soaked. You didn't say anything. And I said, the hell with it. I don't care if I get soaked. I need to go. And I stood up, and here, Gary, here is where I was waiting for you to say something really great. I was thinking to myself, he could say something really great right here, and maybe that would change everything. Maybe we'd still work things out. I know it's unfair. I know there was no way for you to know. It was your time to come up with some awesome thing and say it. But right there, Gary, that was the time for you to say something great. And you said, you should box that up. There are homeless people around the corner. You should give that food to them. I suck at life, Gary. I suck big time.
No, don't say that.
Here I am, thinking about my shattered little heart when there are people with nothing to eat. Thank you for reminding me of that. Thank you for bringing me to this shitty restaurant for our breakup. Should have seen it coming. We walked by this place so many times. We always said, ha, what a pit. We always joked that people should break up in shitty places and we're never going to visit again because of the memories. The way the goodbyes, the way the endings just stick to a place. Please go now. Please go. And give the homeless people this food. And leave me alone so I can have a good cry. Asshole.
Claire.
Please. Tell them I'm sorry. Tell them I wish there was more.
Because those two actually work at Heritage Park.
Oh, that's
Melissa
brilliant.
and yeah, they actually do the peer.
Part 2, Scene 1. To find a point. We are in the parents' room. A few tables and chairs, a full-sized fridge, smaller kosher fridge, an ancient microwave, a coffee machine, a water and an ice machine. Mary Jane sits waiting, and Dr. Toros enters.
I am so sorry, Mom.
Hey, Dr. Toros.
I got stuck on a new admission.
Busy, huh?
No room at the inn. The ER's all backed up downstairs.
When's the new wing going to be finished? I keep hearing about it.
Construction's been pushed back and pushed back. 2029. That's our joke. We say, but in 2029, everything will be peachy.
2029. That's funny.
Anyway, I apologize for keeping you waiting.
Oh, don't worry.
Shall we go to the bedside?
Oh, you just fell asleep. I'd rather talk here if it's okay. Eat my breakfast.
Oh,
Or
Yeah, if someone comes in, we can move.
I don't mind if anyone hears.
I'm technically not supposed to discuss patients in public areas.
Oh, I'm creating a problem for you.
No, you're not. Some of these rules are just, sorry. Long night. For you too, I bet.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Can I offer you some Rice Krispies? They accidentally gave me 2.
Oh, windfall.
Right?
I haven't had Rice Krispies since I was a kid.
Well, take it. I think you'll find it very comforting.
I'm not going to take your food.
I'm not going to eat it.
I have a whole home-cooked breakfast waiting for me in the staff room.
Oh, now you're bragging.
Sorry.
No, I'm just teasing. Bad joke, Mary Jane.
No, it was... How are you holding up? You getting any sleep?
I've been cobbling it together.
You've stayed every night, right?
Well, I got one of the good pull-out chairs this time.
It can't be that good.
You'd be surprised.
I'm going to give you a little speech, okay?
Uh-oh.
You can take a night off. You can take 2 nights off. Our nurses are top-notch. Alex is in great hands. Do you work?
I'm on leave right now.
All I can say is I've seen a lot of parents come here. It's important to take care of yourself. Sleep in your own bed. Have a bubble bath.
I'm doing fine. A little smelly, maybe. Sorry.
No,
I know. Thank you for your concern. I'm hanging in there, Doc. I just want to get through this and get my little guy home.
Well, we want to help you do that.
Should I go ahead with my questions?
Yep.
We raised the dosage on Alex's seizure meds right before he had the grand mal that brought us here.
Uh-huh.
So is it possible that that could have actually triggered the seizures he's having?
Raising the dosage? Not likely.
Not impossible?
Not likely.
Because, well, obviously I'm not an expert, but I remember our neurologist said that whenever there's a change in dosage, there's an adjustment period. But you don't think... Okay. Oh, I'm not sure you're the right person to ask, but I've requested music therapy a bunch of times.
They haven't come yet?
No.
Oh, I'll put another order in the system. Maybe it got lost.
Thanks. In terms of...
Well, hold on. I'll just let me send this email about the music therapy. I don't want to forget. Who is getting music therapy? That's what I'd like to know, because it seems like every parent I talk to.
In terms of weaning him off the ventilator, what would you want to see before we can start? What, benchmarks or?
Well, we'll want to see him maintaining his oxygen saturations, of course.
Of course.
Which he isn't right now. We'll want to see him initiating his own breaths. Right now, he's not doing that. Right now, he's riding the vent.
But last time I remember we had to slow down the backup rate before he started initiating all his breaths himself.
I don't want to do that until his O2 stats are stable.
Okay.
I don't want to stress him. He's in charge. When he's ready for the next step, he'll let us know. I understand you're eager, Mom, but...
I get it.
He's not there right now. We don't want to set him back.
Of course. No, I just...
What is it, Mom?
This must be some kind of autocorrect disaster. I have no idea what this says. Excuse me. hope it wasn't important. Can we talk about the chest x-rays?
What about them?
Does he need one every day? They don't seem to have changed that much, and I just wondered if he really needs one every day.
Mom, what's your concern here?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Are you concerned about the radiation?
Sure. What?
You're saying that makes me think that that my team has failed you somewhere along the line.
Why? No. Why?
If you're worried about radiation, then I don't think you understand the gravity of your son's situation.
Oh.
The X-ray is one of our main tools for tracking Alex's pneumonia. If things are getting worse, we want to know that right away. That has implications for treatment.
I understand that.
Whereas the radiation you get from a daily X-ray, that wouldn't have implications, and I'm saying at the earliest, okay, for 20 or 30 years. I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but let's just say that that is a very long time.
So, there's our season, in theory.
Yeah, be ready. Could change.
Could change at any moment. Watch our social media. Did you catch that my mic was on at that one point? This is just like theater.
That was embarrassing.
It's live. Anything could happen.
Good thing you weren't
Hold
in the
on.
bathroom.
Right? Oh yeah, no. I've learned that lesson the hard way.
Right.
The hard way. Just putting that out there.
Thanks to those of you that told us.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So that's our season. Like I say, we hope to get all of those on our stage between the months of January and May. Door prizes, now is your moment. Host homes, are you ready? Do you know what the problem is? I didn't actually get a door prize for this house.
What is happening here?
So there's no. So I have a pie.
And a table.
Yes, perhaps one of these cameras could go home with someone tonight. If you are in a host home, tell your host now is the time to give away the door prize. An update on the pie. We are at
Getting some text here. The highest bidder so far is $250.
Yes.
Good money.
It's good money.
And if you're listening, for cherry, peach, and banana cream. But the best deal is
I did manage to sell this photo of Mama Ruth. Yeah. It's gone for $30 unless I get a higher bid. I'll frame it. You put it, if someone gives me $50, I'll frame it, 100%, and I'll have Mom deliver it.
Is it true the art's not for sale? Because people are looking for the art.
No, you can't have my Dali.
Okay.
It was expensive. It's my Jesus. No, you can't have that.
Okay.
You could come eat here though, underneath him. So we have a little bit more time. You want to text in your bid on the pie. And yeah, I feel like you could put an order in. I feel like, do you need to see the pie again? Do you feel like there's some people who have forgot what the pie looked like? Just so you know, moments from now, I'll be eating this pie. Can you see it? Right? Oh.
I got that 10-second rule.
10-second rule. COVID, schmovid. We're eating that. So much that could go wrong. How is it? That right there?
I gotta put my own bid in for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's good pie. Like that crust?
That crust is to die for.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's good.
Is that $50 for that little apple?
Like just for that. Oh my gosh. Now we're getting off the hook. So you have a few more minutes.
I'll get back to you.
You have a few more minutes to get your bid in for an apple pie. And again, we could take orders. If you like cherry or peach, we aim to please. We're here to please.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The board?
Board. Tell us about the board.
I just wanted to give a shout out to our board because they're hosting homes, some of them in their different places. And we have a board member here. Joy Robinson is on our board. Give a wave, Joy. Hello. Joy's on our board. Our treasurer, Michael Wing. delivered food for us tonight.
Yes, he did.
Our past treasurer, Michael Haney, is on our board as well. Sheila Bettina is our secretary. She's hosting a home tonight. Glenn Hoare is hosting a home tonight. Brenda Johnson is on our board. Shannon Gugliello is on our board. Did I get them all?
I think so.
Michael, Brenda, Joy, Glenn, Shannon, Sheila, another Michael. Mickey, we love you. We miss you.
Yes. Yes.
Shout out to the board. Thank you, guys.
Again,
And thanks for hosting and being online with us.
if you want to be on our board, we can talk about that. I asked a few of my artist friends during this time if they would send us some of their thoughts about this new world that we have the opportunity to actually make. If we don't like what's happening, we can make it better. So these are a few of our artists who have worked with us, and they're going to talk to us about a new world.
Hi, Fire Exit folks. A new world? In some ways. Well, I know it's easy to reference newness in terms of what we've lost. And grieving that is essential. But I think in many ways we're given eyes to see what was there all along. And so my hope for a new world is to see more of nature, to see more of the potential in one another through the unbounding grace that we can be afforded. May we get outside more, breathe deep, and see beauty right in front of us and everywhere. If we must use social media more to connect, then let it be grounded in riveting, dramatic, powerful personal story, and may it be used to encourage. And may grace be unbounding. It could be infinite. Thanks.
A new world to me that I could see happening is people have less fear. Not about a virus or social media or all those things, but about fear of tackling those things that they so badly want to tackle. Fear of failure and being wrong and missing the mark. And during COVID, we all know people picked up new skills, tried new things because we had time. And I think prior to COVID, we had a fear of making time for ourselves. And so if we eliminate that, we could see a world where people are trying things for the first time. People are taking advantages of the resources and people around them and saying, I'm going to do this, whether I have help or not. And then we do them and we become better people because of that.
I hope that our new world is one that is filled with clarity, that we focus on people and not things, that we focus on connections and not packing our schedules. And I hope that when we experience people again and how important they are, that we don't forget that love and connection and community are so fundamental to our human experience and that we don't take it for granted.
Hi there, my name is Joel Cochran, and I'm the artistic producer of Hit and Myth. And in May of 2016, it was my very distinct pleasure to co-produce and act in a production of Shadowlands with Fire Exit Theater. So, post-pandemic, I hope that the new world has more stories to share that make our audiences laugh, make them cry, and most importantly, make them remember the joy of live theater. Anybody else suffering from Netflix fatigue? Excuse me. I hope we showcase the diverse local talent that we have in our city, along with embracing the wealth of imagination that Calgary has to offer. And that's my hope anyway. All the best on the new season, Fire Exit.
In the new world, I'd like to see less vehicles on the road. because 3 months ago when I was driving to the airport at some point and there was no vehicles on this big stretch and I could just, nothing behind me, nothing ahead of me, behind ahead, nothing on the sides, just me cruising. I love that. And yeah, so like, you know, let's cut it out with the traffic. And then other than that, I think that I'd like to see less crippling isolation and more willful solitude. I think it's easy, especially in a time like this where we're forced to stop, for it to feel like aloneness is being foisted upon us. But if we could embrace it more in regular life, I think we would find God in the stillness.
Hi, my name is Shelby Reinitz. I had the pleasure of working with Fire Exit Theater on Kodachrome in 2018, which at this point in time feels like 7,000 years ago. It's been difficult to imagine a world where we are once again able to gather together to share stories like that one and the many others that have come since then. But we will. Artists are nothing if not creative, inventive, and resilient. History shows us that after periods of hardship, the arts flourish. And I believe that this time will be no different. I think that we've spent the time remembering our resiliency and that we're ready to share that with the world. I hope that we can dedicate ourselves to creating beauty, both on and off the stage. I hope that we can learn to celebrate our unique voices. I hope that we can see ourselves represented. And maybe most importantly, I hope that we can continue to create stories that matter.
The new world. I'll be honest, I am holding pretty tightly to the old world still. Maybe it's pure nostalgia, remembering something not completely accurate, the good old days. But I am missing some things. I am missing not having to do math every time we're in a group. How many of us are there? Are we 6 feet apart? That's 2 meters. Is that an alpaca or a llama? I'm terrible at math. I miss sitting elbow to elbow in the theater with strangers and watching live actors tell us beautiful stories. I am missing handshakes. I am missing accidentally bumping into someone in the grocery store, like literally, and not having to break into an apology with the intensity equivalent to having just run over their dog. I miss house parties with wall-to-wall people who are laughing and talking and sharing chips out of the same bowl. I miss when we didn't look at each other with suspicion when we pass each other on the sidewalk. I miss hugging my family and my friends. I miss being in rehearsal halls with ridiculously creative people, watching them work and play. I miss you, our audience, and our artists, who we create with and create for. I miss listening to you laugh and cry and nod your head in agreement when something happens on stage that really resonates with you. I miss being in a crowded lobby with you, drinking coffee and talking about what we just experienced together. Rest assured, we will do this again. But admittedly, there are some things that I do not miss about the old world, and I need to be cautious about not allowing to come into the new one. Excessive busyness, the need to be doing all the time. I have had some time to simply be. This has been quite uncomfortable for me. I realize how much I am defined by what I do. This isn't all bad. I have gotten a lot of crap done. But I know that this is also my shield. It's what I hide behind, what I use to prevent people from getting a really good look at me. I will be cautious about shopping as a form of entertainment and a way to fill the void. It is amazing how little you can live without. I'll be cautious about surrounding myself with noise, being okay to sit in the silence and let the silence sit in me. I will not take for granted being able to get on a plane and go see someone I love. I will hug more. I will hold my grand plans loosely, and I will try to just breathe. And I will try to keep telling stories that matter and supporting artists that also do this. Friends, our arts community is hurting right now. They were among the first to shut down and will be among the last to go back to work. The last show that I saw was at Theatre Calgary on March the 12th. It was the dress rehearsal of an amazing play that the next day was shut down, never to see an audience. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of work went into that production, and I hope someday that it will go live. This happened all across our city and our country and our world. The lights went dark. The actors and the playwrights, directors and stage managers, designers, administrators, and crew all went home indefinitely. Many of the arts organizations in Calgary will not reopen until September 2021, a full 18 months of shutdown. This is not only financially painful for the artists, it is creatively soul-draining. Not surprisingly, though, the arts are what we turned to during this time to distract us, to heal us, to keep us sane. Netflix has had 16 million new subscribers over the last 5 months, and the award-winning play Hamilton has streamed over 1 million times on Disney+. The artists who we deemed not essential have been pressed to the forefront of our lives, as we have spent hundreds of hours reading books and watching movies, listening to music and streaming content like concerts or virtual tours of art galleries. The artists have made all of this just a little more bearable. Our own arts community is reeling from the uncertainty of when they will return to work, many of whom will not return back to the arts sector, as well as grappling with the hard realities of a race war and what our response should be to the inequities of the world. In our isolation, we are wrestling with if what we do actually even matters anymore. Is an 80-piece orchestra with 30 violins just too audacious? Our ballets with hundreds of hours of choreography and dozens of hand-stitched costumes just gratuitous? Are giant canvases thick with paint too frivolous? Are stages full of actors under hundreds of lights who are just pretending to be other people, foolish and impractical when so many people are unemployed, when poverty is on the rise and health issues, especially mental health, are at an all-time high? I have spent most of my life based on the belief that art matters. Even in times of financial recession, civil unrest, natural and unnatural disasters, and a world pandemic. Art matters because it is foundational to our humanness. To create something from nothing, to squeeze an idea out of our heads and bring it to life, to express our deepest pain and our greatest joy, to ask questions that have no answer, but to find some healing just in the asking, to pull us closer to our Creator and to each other. That's what art is and does. It was never meant to be on the fringes of our life, but to be an integral part of our everyday experience, the thing that challenges us and soothes us, that reflects who we are but nudges us to be something else, that highlights the truth by telling us a fable. I not only love arts, I love artists. I love the people that put their reputations on the line and wear their hearts on their sleeves so that we can live vicariously through them. It is hard to explain, the vulnerability that it takes to do this craft well. It is why, more often than not, I am the one sitting in the audience instead of bleeding, metaphorically, on the stage. It's just too hard. So I choose instead to support the artists, and I am so grateful that you do too. Our mandate from the beginning has not only to be to produce thoughtful, high-quality art, that we are also trying to make a difference in this community, whether that be from providing paid work for artists, for lending out our resources or promoting another company or an event, or showing up to help take a set down after closing night. Our heart is for the artists. I hope you know that when you support us, you are also supporting our vision to have healthy, productive artists creating world-class art in Calgary. We are admittedly a very small part of this, but we're a part. We feel like we are a valuable voice in this cultural landscape that includes many ideas and opinions and worldviews. We belong here for such a time as this. Our byline is hope, challenge, change. I feel like the last two are going to take care of themselves. In fact, right now they are inevitable. The first one is proving to be a little more difficult. I have struggled to muster up hope in the face of this enemy that I have little or no control over and no real end in sight. But maybe this is when hope is at its best, when it seems impossible, implausible, when there's just no way this is going to work out. This is when hope matters. It gets us through the next hour, the next day, the next season. I love watching mountain climbing documentaries, especially the free climbers. No ropes, no thank you. There's always that moment when they're clinging to the side of a mountain thousands of feet in the air, and it looks like there is not a foothold to be found when they reach out for the most minute crack in the wall and they slide their pinky into it and it holds their whole body weight. Sometimes that's my image of hope. It is the smallest sliver to hang on to that will save us. In uncertain times, I love being certain of this, that you, our patrons, will continue to buy tickets, to bring friends, to sponsor us, to volunteer, to donate, and ensure that we continue to thrive in this world, desperate for a sliver of hope. Thank you for joining us here in my house, and we look forward to seeing you in our home, in the theater. And if we're still behind masks, just know that we are smiling underneath them. We love creating with you, and we love creating for you, and we hope to see you in January. And before we go, most importantly, there's this whole pie issue, the issue of pie. How are we doing?
Well, like the world, times are changing.
Wow.
We've got 2 bids.
Oh dear.
Of $300 if we change the pie to peach. We've got a $350 bid for a cherry pie and a $50 bid for a cherry pie.
Wow. Wow.
So we'll be in touch with you about how to get your pie
and rest assured, this is all tax deductible. Full tax receipt for this pie.
Yeah, tax receipt.
So I feel like, Anne, out there in video land, you're going to be making some pie for me because I'm going to eat this one in just a few minutes. So yeah, there's some cherry pie, some peach pie. Keep those bids coming in. We'll keep the phone line open for a few more minutes. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me bless you.
Thank you.
Maybe not you in particular.
Okay.
I think the rest of them probably need it more than you. I don't know.
That's true.
Having not talked to you deeply today, I don't know what your blessing needs are. But before you go on your way and have your dessert in your host homes or in your own home, let me bless you. And we cannot wait to see you again in January. May the great Creator in whose image we are formed bless you with peace in times of uncertainty, with joy in times of despair, with courage in times of fear. May you be the giver and receiver of kindness. May you never be satisfied with easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships. May you risk pain for the sake of love. May God bless you with laughter that comes from a heart full of light, even when you are surrounded by darkness. May God bless you with tears that you may understand and comfort those whose grief is deep and wide. May you find ways to be close when the world is asking you to be distant. And may you know that you know that you know that people will gather together again, that worry will not win, that this is not the end, and that the best stories are yet to be told and lived. Be blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening.
Thanks, everyone.
And 3, 2, 1, we're on the graphic.
Wow.
Was that my phone?
8:03. Not bad.
And donations are coming in.
Donations are
Wow.
right?